So in today's video, we're going to be slamming my buddy David's Ranger. Not Ranger. This ain't no Ranger. This is a S10. So the front has lowering springs and the rear already has, what, a 4-inch block?
3-inch.
3-inch block. But right now it's kind of neat. So he ordered new leaf springs to go under it. So we're going to, that should drop it 3 more inches, right?
Yep.
So that's 6 inches in the rear, and it's probably got like 3 in the front right now. So it's gonna be a 6 and a 3 drop. So we got it up on jack stands. We put our, well, only place to really put your jack stands if you have like normal size ones is right here, right where the front of the leaf spring is. So that's where we have our jack stands. And then right now David's working on getting the U-bolts out so we can lift the axle up. And then once we get both sides of the U-bolts out, we can lift the axle up and take the leaf springs out and put the new ones in. So we got all the U-bolts are out / loose. If you look at this one, the bottom is rounded off. It's like where it's been hitting the road. So we just loosened the 2 on the back because we don't really want to have to go get new U-bolts. So we have all those loose. All the nuts and bolts for the leaf springs up here are already loose. David's about to cut the bump stop off this side. He already cut it off the other side.
Exhaust gotta be loose.
Yeah, exhaust. If your exhaust is like this one, you're gonna have to drop it because your back bolt has to come out of the back, and the exhaust is right in the way. They say you have to cut the bracket off. We're just gonna start with the bump stop itself. Maybe that'll be enough. Maybe it won't. Maybe.
Maybe no power.
Hang on, hit the trigger again. If you stick a screwdriver in there, I'm sure you can just pry it out, but we ain't got time for all that.
We ain't about that life.
We ain't about that life. So if you look, we got the leaf spring on the right side out. This is the old compared to the new one. So I think it should be a pretty significant drop. It's gonna be low in the rear. If I had to guess, it's not gonna hit the bump stop bracket, but as soon as you hit a bump, it's gonna hit it. Now we're gonna put a new one back in, and then same thing on the other side. So we got the new leaf somewhat bolted in over here. We're leaving it loose because we still have to take the other side out. Now, if you're swapping leaf springs, like this leaf has to go way further up than the old one, obviously. So what we're gonna do is get the front in and then the U-bolts bolted in on each side. And then we're just gonna jack up the whole rear end. That way we can get this closer and then put the bolt through it, and then we should be done. Okay, so when you come to the driver's side of your S10, if you're deciding to do this yourself, your front leaf spring bolt is gonna hit on your gas tank. I've seen one other video on YouTube of them changing out the leaf springs, but the guy on there somehow, some way, he just took a punch and he hit his straight out. What we did is we took a bottle jack, set it right there, and worked it up just enough to where take the leaf spring and pull it towards you this way, and as you do, have another person, or you can reach it by yourself, grab the bolt and pull it out. Don't use like a jack, like a normal floor jack, and jack it up too much to where you either crease your tank or put a hole in it. But that's what we did. Took us about an hour to figure out a solution. But we finally have both the leaf springs out. That side over there is loosely bolted up. All we have to do is put this one in and then make sure our pinion angle is right, tighten everything back up. So as you see, we got the leaf in the front, bolt through, and what we did is we tightened up, or we didn't tighten up, but we snugged up the U-bolts just to keep it all together, and then we jacked the rear end up from the chunk and got the backs close, and then you just use a pry bar, screwdriver, hammer, get it close, stick the bolt through. Once you stick the bolt through, don't forget you got to tighten the front of the leaf spring, rear of the leaf spring, and your 4 U-bolt bolts on each side.
I went the opposite way on the other side of there.
It don't matter. Voila! How you feel after doing this job?
Like I want to.
I can't put that in there. I can't put that in.
Yeah.
So we got everything on the other side bolted up, tight. The wheels on it, snugged down. Haven't lowered it yet, obviously, because we haven't got the wheel on this side. But if you look, we got everything. The front, leaf spring tightened. The rear, all 4 of the U-bolts tight. Gonna throw this wheel on, tighten them up, lower it down, and see how low it is. Second jack stand coming out. Oh. Cheers. Now the leaf springs, they have to set in a little bit. Once they get, dude, look at this side. Once they get, you're tucking tire over here. Just about. Once they have some weight on them for a few days, they'll probably settle in another inch or so. But it's definitely lower in the back than it was. So this is the finished product. Once this, dude, it's already tucking tire. Cheers. That's pretty good. You happy with it?
Yep, we gotta get the front lower now.
Yeah, front needs a little bit more, but the back tire size is 1 inch taller, so he's also planning on getting wheels. I'm assuming you're gonna get new tires.
Oh yeah, 17 or 18.
Yeah, so maybe it'll lower it out. We can still let the front down if we need to, and I mean technically we could go lower in the rear if we really had to. Stand on it. That's the bump stop. Well, that's the bump stop bracket. We're definitely gonna have to cut them off because like the smallest bump, it is slamming onto the bump stop. Get up in here and show you guys. So that's the bump stop up there. And that's how far away it is from the axle. So with 1 or 2 people in the truck, I mean, it's like probably this far from it. You hit the smallest little anything in the road and it's hitting. So if you're doing this yourself and you already have a lowering block, if you're going this low, I recommend cutting the brackets off. That's what most people do anyways. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if it helped. If it didn't, sorry. We tried.